Hey guys, so this year I'm going to be attempting to join in with the BUZZWORDATHon. So Kayla does this every year. Last year I did not join in. The year before I did. This year I decided to again-ish because I have not found a book for every one of her prompts. I am planning on pretty much just reading from my shelf this year, especially the first half. Like I've been saying, we're going to be moving end of May, beginning of June, I don't really know, in a number of months. So I'm trying to read as many books off of my shelves as possible. And so I want to share the books that I've currently picked out for these months, although I may read them before those months and then other books may fill in. And I currently actually do not have a January book. The prompt for January is the word there, spelt either of the three ways. And from what I can see on my shelves and what my Goodreads shelf of my unread books says, I do not own a book with the word there in the title. I even went so far as to pull out a bunch of my short story collections and look at the titles of the short stories, and I can't find any. And so since my January TBR is as big as it is, I think I'm probably going to skip January. Unless you guys have a really good suggestion on a book that starts with there that I can get my hands on, especially if it's shorter and one I want to read, maybe I'll squeeze it in, but I think I'm skipping January, which feels like a fail right off the bat, but it gets better. In February, her prompt was positive words, so anything positive. There's tons of options on my shelves for this, but I thought I would do The Love Note by Joanna Davidson Politano. This is a Victorian era book, and it is on my TBR, my fiction TBR for 2024. And it has the word love, which feels like it's perfect for February. So that's what I plan on reading in February. March is a book, a title that has a character name in the title, and this is one that I keep kind of mentioning that I want to read. So I want to read The Great Shelby Holmes. Also, this one has quite a few options on my shelves, like I could have gone for Don Quixote, but March is also middle grade March, assuming the ladies are hosting it again this year. So then I thought I would pick a middle grade book for this. And I own 2 books in this series, and I really want to know if it's worth keeping book 2 or if I should just get rid of both of them. April is a nature word in the title, and I actually just found this book. This is kind of embarrassing. I just found this book. It was on my read shelf upstairs, but like I'm 98% sure I've never read it. And it is Under the Lilacs by Louisa May Alcott. And I'm pretty sure I've never read it. I was looking for it on my shelf here the other day and couldn't find it, and then all of a sudden I saw it on my red shelf, so I'm pretty sure I haven't read it. But lilacs, that's a nature word, so, and it's a Louisa May Alcott, I don't remember if I said that before, which I feel like will be a good read, although I've never really heard anyone talk about this one. So that's my plan for April. May is the word every. Now I had a couple of different options for this on my shelf as well, but this one has been on there the longest. So Every Crooked Path, I think this is book 0.5 in the Bauer Files series, and I keep meaning to read more in the series and never do, so this seemed like a good time to do it. This is a mystery thriller, a Christian mystery thriller series. I really enjoyed the first book. Don't know why I haven't continued. Then in June we have repeating words, and this was a really hard one. Also, when I start looking at my shelf and I read the titles, I realize I'm not like comprehending. I have a hard time finding things when I'm looking for them. So I just realized I grabbed the wrong book. Oops, and it was holding up some lights. I was going really basic by having 2 thes, The Last Year of the War. I accidentally grabbed A Bridge Across the Ocean, which doesn't have double words at all. So we've got 2 the. They're by the same author. My brain wasn't working. The Last Year of the War, I'm assuming it's World War II, set in 1943. I do like Susan Meisner's books, but I have quite a few I haven't read, so I should get to that. Then in July, it's a measurement word, and once again, had quite a few options for this one, but I decided to go with the word double, because I feel like that's a measurement, and I've had this on my shelf for a while. This is Double Identity by Margaret Peterson Haddix. I feel like her books, my daughter and I were actually just talking about her books this morning. They don't have great reviews on Goodreads, but I do like them. So this one says, my only protection is a kindergarten teacher and a 98-pound female minister, and they don't even believe I'm in danger. I feel like she goes places with her books that a lot of like middle grade, younger YA authors don't go. I still don't really know what's going to happen, but I like them. So then in August we have the word like, and I'm currently going through my shelves. I don't know if this one's going to stay, but it has the word like in it, and I think it's the only one on my shelves that does. Peace Like a River. I got this from a used book sale quite a while ago. It was really cheap, and I've heard good things about this one. I don't remember what it is, but I think I'm not going to like it. Instead of 5-star predictions, a person should do like DNF predictions, because I have a few of those books on my shelf, although I'm trying to weed them out. Yeah, so this is potentially the book I'll be reading for that month. Okay, September, we're on to senses. And so she said you could do things like eye, ear, mouth, or like taste, hear, that kind of thing. And then I thought this one would work too. This is glimpse. I had a few that were like tell and say, that were more like the action. I don't know if that makes any sense. Instead of like what you're receiving. I don't know. But glimpse I think will work. This is a YA very short free verse. Like there's very few words on each page. And it's about sisters that are a year apart, and then something happens. There's some kind of secret and they're not so close anymore. That's all I know. October is relationships. So she said like brother, sister, family, etc. And the only one I could find on my shelf, although now that I think of it, surely I have one that says family. According to my Goodreads, I don't. The only one I could find when I was looking, once again, there might be a better option that I totally missed, was Uncle Tom's Cabin. So we got the word uncle in there. This is a book I've started multiple times. A classic that I think will be really good, but I find it very heavy. And so I've quit it twice, but I would like to get through it, so maybe this is the time for it. November is the word only, and I don't have any books on my shelf with that title. There is a Susan Meisner book, Only the Beautiful, that is on my like want to read shelf, but not that I actually own it. But that's still in November. There might be time for me to acquire another book by then that I'll want to read. So I'm leaving that one open. If you guys have a suggestion for an only book, let me know, because there's probably some good ones out there. And then December is holiday words. And she said it could be like Christmas or Hanukkah, or it could be like merry, joyful, etc. And I found this one on my shelf. I think dancing would work. I'm saying it will work. I have Dancing Shoes by Noel Streatfeild, and this is the author of Ballet Shoes. Anyone else getting the Kathleen Kelly moment going on? I've read a few Noel Streatfeild's books. I've read Skating Shoes, Ballet Shoes. I can't remember if I've read more than that. But Dancing Shoes has been on my shelf for quite some time, so this is my pick for December. So that is currently my plan for the Buzzwordathon. Things will probably change. I guess from now on I will try to include those in my TBR as well. I'm just trying as hard as possible to get through the books that I own, but library books keep pulling me in, so trying to get through, trying to lower my TBR. If you guys are participating in the Buzzwordathon, I would love to hear what books you plan on reading. If you're struggling with certain months like I did, let's just chat about it in the comments.